Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want to start by breaking the fourth wall for just a second here. Are you sitting down right now as you're listening to this? I mean, chances are the vast majority of you probably are, right?
It's just an incredibly familiar posture, isn't it? We sit to commute, we sit to work, we sit to unwind. It feels completely, totally harmless. But here's the thing. This super familiar, seemingly innocent posture is actually secretly fueling a silent global health crisis. Today, we're going to uncover the true danger that's lurking right underneath you. Yep, your standard office chair.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, well, placing an office chair next to a lit cigarette sounds completely absurd, right? But I assure you, it's really not an exaggeration. The Lancet, which is, one of the world's leading medical journals, released a conclusion that literally rocked the academic world. They confirmed that the cardiovascular and cancer risks tied to prolonged sitting are entirely comparable to the risks of smoking. You heard that right. Sitting too much is genuinely as toxic as smoking a cigarette. Crazy, right?
So, let's jump into Section 1, the silent killer. To really wrap our heads around the true nature of this modern medical crisis, we have to look at what modern medicine quite literally calls sitting disease. Science measures our energy expenditure using something called the MET index. Basically, any sedentary behavior that burns less than 1.5 METs puts us straight into the high-risk category. And what exactly falls under 1.5 METs? Literally, the exact things we do every single day. Sitting and typing on a computer or just lounging on the couch watching TV. The moment you drop below that 1.5 threshold, your body enters a major danger zone.
And the consequences of living in that danger zone, they're absolutely staggering. 3.2 million. Let that sink in for a second. Globally, that is how many lives are lost every single year due to indirect causes stemming from physical inactivity. We are quite literally talking about a deadly pandemic here, but one that's unfolding in complete and total silence, right inside our own homes and offices.
Which brings us to Section 2, destroying your body. Now, you might be thinking it takes years and years of sitting to see these negative effects, right? Actually, no. The biological decline in your body happens at a dizzying speed. Get this, within a mere 2 hours of sitting, the fat-burning enzymes in your body plummet by a staggering 90%. 90%! Plus, your blood flow slows way down, which drastically cranks up the risk of blood clots forming. This pushes the risk of heart attacks and strokes up by 2 to 3 times. Oh, and on top of all that, your insulin sensitivity drops heavily, which essentially rolls out the red carpet for type 2 diabetes to just step right in. And it's not just your heart and metabolism taking the hit here. The long-term risks extend heavily into mental health and oncology. Sitting for over 6 hours a day spikes the risk of depression by an unbelievable 90%. It's just a massive shock to your physiological system that directly messes with your psychology. And the cancer links? They are clear and present. Data shows that prolonged sitting increases the risk of colorectal cancer by 24%. Even more alarming, for every extra 2 hours you spend sitting, the risk of endometrial cancer goes up by 10%. And there are also very clear links to ovarian and prostate cancers. Basically, the less we move, the more these risks just multiply.
Moving on to Section 3, Alarm in Vietnam.
To truly grasp the scale of this whole thing, it really helps to look at some localized data. Look at this statistic, 70%. A massive 70% of Vietnamese adults fail to engage in vigorous physical activity. Think about that. The vast majority of the adult population is severely lacking the essential movement needed just to maintain basic health. And the results? They're undeniable. There's a direct, irrefutable correlation between this lack of activity and a rapidly rising BMI across all different ages and genders. This sedentary lifestyle is leaving highly visible marks on the health and physiques of the entire population.
But what's even more alarming is how fast this is infecting the youth. Look at this breakdown of daily sitting among Vietnamese students. Over a third of students are dedicating more than 8 hours a day purely to sitting down, and nearly half are sitting between 4 to 8 hours. We are looking at a future generation that is being completely tied down by sedentary behaviors before they even enter the standard workforce. It's a real wake-up call. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where we stand. On one hand, we're facing severe, chronic health risks, everything from cancer and heart disease to joint issues, and we've been explicitly warned that it's as harmful as smoking. But, on the other hand, we also have active, protective solutions. We do not just have to sit there and accept this fate. We have empowering, really actionable ways to fight back.
So let's talk about that in Section 4, the compensation solution.
Okay, if you're feeling a little panicked right now, don't worry. take a breath. We have strategies to offset this damage, and the absolute best part is you don't even have to quit your desk job to do it. The first, and definitely the simplest line of defense, is the 30-30 rule. It is remarkably straightforward. For every 30 minutes of sitting, you just need to stand, stretch, or walk around for 30 seconds. That's it, just half a minute. This tiny, super practical habit is enough to break that frozen state your body enters when you sit down, actively resetting your physical posture.
But if you want to truly pay off the health debt created by sitting all day, you need to go just a bit further. Medical consensus actually states we should aim for 150 to 300 minutes of moderate physical activity every single week. Experts confirm that this specific amount of effort is enough to completely neutralize the mortality risk of sitting for 8 hours a day. Think about that for a second. You can actively cancel it out. Now, a slow, casual stroll isn't quite going to cut it here. You need moderate to vigorous effort. But you can easily sneak it in, Take the stairs instead of the elevator, or simply pace around your office whenever you have to take a phone call. It all adds up.
Okay, let's dive into this next part. Section 5, On-Site Rescue Handbook.
For those of you who absolutely positively cannot leave your desks, I'm going to walk you through some immediate micro habits you can execute right where you're sitting. Actually, let's actively do these 4 steps right now as we go through them, okay? First, your neck and shoulders, the absolute hotspot for screen-staring tension. Do a slow neck roll, then shrug your shoulders all the way up to your ears, hold it, and let go. Oh, that feels better. Second, your back and chest. We really want to fight that keyboard hunch. Clasp your hands, reach them straight up to the sky, and open up your chest to relieve that spinal pressure and open your airways. Third, your hands and wrists. Go ahead and rotate them right now. Press them gently against the edge of your desk to stretch those fingers out. This is absolutely vital to prevent nerve-pinching conditions like carpal tunnel. Finally, the most forgotten area of all, your hips and legs. Try the figure 4 stretch. Cross one ankle over your opposite knee while you're seated and lean forward just a little bit. Or simply extend your legs straight out and point your toes. This pumps blood right back into your lower half, clearing out all that numbness and fatigue.
So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. Based on all the data we've just unpacked together, you really have to ask yourself, is that familiar office chair you're in right now a helpful tool for your daily work, or is it secretly acting as a thief, slowly stealing your health and your lifespan? The choice to stay frozen or to stand up and move is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining this analysis. Do your body a huge favor. Stand up, stretch right now, and take control of your health.